Okay, uranium friends, let's get right into it because we got a lot to talk about. So, URA, and a Happy New Year, by the way, everybody. URA, monthly high or low is set now at $19. What does that mean? Well, guess what? If we take out the high of the previous month, we can say the low is set for now. And that's right at the 50% retracement of the ultimate bottom of URA to that last run up top. So, we're still range bound, but we did set a monthly high or low at 19 even. So good look for the space in general. Off to the weekly, same type of, 19 is now our support here. Okay. Just a big long base. URA has not broken out of its base yet. And we have like a smaller nested base inside of this bigger base here. Okay, so from 1765 to 2434, people who want to tighten it up a little bit, they can just say 1847 to 2198. We're there. We're testing the base, okay, but we've gotten above the 200-day average, and we've set our monthly high or low, so it's a good look. Let's take a look at the daily action and see how it's been. Yeah, the daily is fine, right? So it had this decent move. The whole space has had a pretty good move. We've been watching the potential for these inverse head and shoulders looks, okay? And in some names they're playing out, right? So if you took this is your neckline 2038, so you have $1.38. So people that are playing inverse head and shoulders measurements and whatnot, so you got $1.38 here. So 21.72, 76 is going to be kind of like the spot would be the measured move for this, and that just kind of gets you right up to the top of the base here. So we'll see how it plays out. I wouldn't say that I can't make any predictions because I just don't do that. But that's the measured move, and anyone who might be playing technical charts is going to be looking at that. So could we see some rejections? Who knows? All right, but there it is. We're above the 200-day moving average. We've left a gap behind. Um, it's running hot on the RSI, and if you start to look historically on the RSI, this is where it rejects. So we'll see how that plays, of course. Um, but the space is doing well. So Urnm, same type of deal. Okay, the monthly high or low is set at 29.72, right? Because we took out the previous month's high. We've also taken out the 200-day moving average, and we're kind of bouncing now up against this 38% retracement of the big move. Okay, so this fib is based on the lifetime move of this particular name, right? Because it doesn't have a lot of price history. So there's the bottom, there's the top, there's the fibs, 50% retracement. Base building right on this 50% retracement, just took out that monthly high from last month. So we've set the monthly high for now. On to the weekly. Yep, just got through that base. We're getting through the 200-day moving average. We are still range bound, right? So for me, I mean, I'm going to want to see this high get taken out for me to say, oh, the base has kind of gotten broken out of a little bit. So for me, the big number is going to be 36.74. And as I've detailed in a bunch of videos, and we talk about it in Uranium Talk, I took a half a trading position on this potential inverse head and shoulders play that we saw on the daily with the falling wedge breakout here. So you had this inverse head and shoulders. This magnet. We had this little bit of the inverse head and shoulders look, and it's kind of made its move. We had this we've had this daily falling wedge on the daily, and it broke out of that wedge as well. So those were my signals. It was just riding this red line, which is the 12 EMA. It broke out of the daily falling wedge, and it had the inverse head and shoulders look. Those were the signals. Again, we're leaving a gap behind here, and we've broken out of this mini consolidation base area. So we got to see how it reacts up here at these next resistances at 35.69 and 35.81. But everything's a good look here, right? We've had the volume has waned on the daily here. Let's just look at URA too. Yeah. So, volume has slowed here. So we're gonna we want to see a little bit of a ramp up on both of these ETFs to have a little bit more confidence. But it's looking good. If I'm gonna take my other half, we'll have to see how it plays out. I think I walked my stop up. I think it's at 36 something. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't have my broker open. I believe it might be 36.47. So I think I kind of left room for this gap to fill. I'm gonna have to move it down a little bit, but I think I left room for this gap to fill without hunting me down. We'll see. I might pull my stop and add my second half when we get a little some deeper consolidation on this at this 12 EMA. But time will tell. I don't have that crystal ball at the moment, so I don't know how I'm going to handle it yet. Again, we're hot on the RSI, almost into overbought territory, and we can see traditionally it likes to reject there. So these are all some points that are not in favor of a continued bull run, but a healthy consolidation will be fantastic in the space right now. So even if we do get a pullback, by $2 down to this 12 EMA, it's still very healthy and very good for the chart. So we need to cool off these RSI levels anyway. U.UN, again, are we on a monthly? Yeah, another monthly high has been set here. Higher low rather. It's really essentially a double bottom with these 2 months here. But we've kind of made it, and we know Spud has been strong for a while. It's kind of been leading the way. The other dynamic, it seems, is that the spot price is kind of inching away from Spud being on NAV. And you listen to some of the fundamental guys, and they'll just tell you, hey, the spot market is very thin right now, and they're just kind of creeping away and kind of inching away from Sput, so Sput doesn't come in and hammer it. Is that possible? Yeah, I mean, greater fundamental minds than me probably have a better answer than that. But here on the monthly higher low is set, and we are looking. This is going to be our key level up here at 1791. 1794 is the level that we want to really see get out, but it doesn't look bad at all. Okay, so nice little move here. Love these rounding bottoms. It's taking it, and we've got all the MAs below us now. So they're stacked up below, and this is a very healthy chart, regardless of what you think the price action has been. Literally, for the past, I don't know, year almost. Well, not the year, but since September, October, August of summer of 21, this chart is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with this chart long term, and the fundamental thesis and all the fundamentals are they're lining up beautifully. There's nothing wrong with that. And the weekly, all these EMAs, and we're above the 200 DMA as well. So it looks good as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So we had this base. It decidedly broke out of it. And now we're just going to come up into this area here. So the good thing is that we've gotten through a pretty big volume shelf. It's dancing around it now. You see this volume profile here. So there's a point of control right here, right at this number. So let's just call it 16. That's a nice point of control, and it's using it as support now with all of your moving averages below. Okay, so like a day like yesterday, people are freaking out, but perfectly healthy pullback day. That's the day where the FOMO people, if you want to get a position and you have some pretty good levels to work off of to define your risk here on this daily double bottom, there's nothing wrong with taking some position here. This is my largest position, and I add when I see like a 10 or 15% discount to NAV on this thing. But if I never add another piece to this position, I'm well positioned and I would be fine. But for those who aren't, you have to start looking at these technicals a little bit to try to find your area because, if this spot breaks down right here, 1575, you might be looking down at like 14.80, 14, $15. So, you have to decide if risk tolerance is good there, but you do have this base of support ultimately that could help you out along the way. Because Adam Prom, we haven't looked at this in a while, so we're going to take a look. Again, another monthly high, lower high, a higher low rather, set at 2620. Yeah, and because Adam Prom is kind of breaking out of this, it's squeezed in, tightening wedge here, these symmetrical triangles. Guys make fun of the crayon drawings or whatever, but this is just, I can see it without using these lines. I just do it for the purpose of this video, but it's breaking out and it took out 3 monthly levels this month so far. So Kazatomprom Prom is good, and you want Kazatomprom Prom to be good because that makes URA good, and that makes Urnm good because it's one of the largest holdings. And if money flows into all these spots, then money flows into your smaller stuff. So that's the deal. Monthly higher low set at 2620. We took out a bunch of levels here. Let's take a look at the weekly, see how the weekly's looking. Yeah, big base, took it out. We're still in a value area per se. So, I mean, even though it took out this local base here, we still have this whole area that we need to work through. Getting through 3662 would be nice, but it could be a long way away unless something crazy happens. But 3304 is going to be your next resistance here, and it would be a good one to see go through. But again, the all the moving averages are stacked up as support, and we're above the 200-day moving average. Our volume profile here, let me just see if I can zoom out to get a better look at it. Yeah, there's your point of control right there, and it's sitting right on top of it. So volume profile resistance start to wane until you get up to this 3650 area, right? So not a bad look for Kazatomprom either. Okay, which is quick look on a daily. Yeah, so the daily had, I mean, this is just look at this. There's just no daily consolidation here yet at all. All right, so this is what we call an EMA rider. So it's just literally been riding this 12 EMA up. You see, every time it taps this red line, it gets bought up. So these are really good signs. We love to see these EMA riders. Commodities love to ride EMAs. Uranium loves to ride EMAs. And this is just a shallow pullback here. Really nothing to really speak of. So we'll see how the next couple of days. But, look at this. It just took out this base and literally just came right back to that $30 range and bounced right off of it. So this resistance is now acting as support. And these are the types of things that you want to see on the chart. You have a little bit of a double bottom W formation here. Guys can use measured moves on that too. Once we get out of this area here, we've got some clear sailing up above, so it doesn't look bad. Again, good for the ETFs. We can't really trade it over here in the United States, but it's in the ETFs. CCJ, monthly higher low set at 2122. And starting to get through this 200-day moving average. Now, it's done it before, right? We have, again, this volume profile acting as support right below where it's gotten through. Take a look at the weekly. Yeah, so it's a good weekly move. I mean, it's essentially a stair-step pattern all the way up. So there has not been any weekly consolidation yet since, December. So, can we expect some weekly consolidation at some point? Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of how it works, right? So nice move up here, weekly consolidation into a continuation. I mean, that's what you want to see. Nothing goes up straight. We kind of have to get these little bounces along the way to cool off RSI levels and to reset and to bring in more money to buy. The volume shelf, we still have some work to do here to get through. But as we start to get up here, things wane. So, the charts in the space look pretty good at the moment after a long, painful drawdown that we've had, right? So here, we're on the daily here. Let me just get rid of this thing so we can actually see the volume. Yeah, and it's the same deal. The volume has dropped off today. And, it's not overly surprising. We have FOMC coming up in 2 days, and, people are just going to de-risk. The space has been so painful for the past couple of months that, when people are grabbing gains, they're going to grab gains and they're going to take them, okay? But, a little bit of a move here out of this base, which was great. Just 3 days, it just moved us, propelled us right out of the base. CCJ has been very, very strong. Again, we look at this RSI, and historically, this is what it does, right? So, uh, not unusual or unlikely, and wouldn't be surprising if we see a rejection here and some daily consolidation, which we need. And daily consolidation, in my opinion, all the way down to 2350, 2342 would be healthy. And there's no red flags until 2216 breaks down. So this local low here. All right. So, EMAs are far away. We're getting through the 200-day. We've got the volume profile that we're kind of working through right here. Daily consolidation would not be overly surprising. And listen, how do we know that we've got good, healthy daily consolidation? Well, you can go to the hourly or you can go to the 4-hour chart and you can see what it looks like there. Okay, so good, healthy consolidation is that a 4-hour chart will get to this EMA here and bounce off of it like yesterday, right? Good, healthy consolidation into continuation. That's what we want to see. UUUU has not set its monthly high or low yet. Actually, that would be a lower high anyway because it dipped down below here, but it has not set this monthly low here yet. Okay, it needs to take this level out, which is 702. That's what it needs to take out for us to say, okay, that monthly low of 565 is set for the moment. So, but you can see that this is a little bit weaker than the other names we just went over. And I've been calling it out as the laggard. So if you're a laggard player, UUU could be one of the places to look, I would guess. Laggards are bittersweet, right? So they're weaker, so they might be the first to roll over when the sector starts to weaken. If the sector stays strong, maybe they play a little catch up. So that's a decision that you have to make as you play these names on the shorter term trading around the core thing that I do. Weekly, again, no true consolidation yet. Yes, it's wiki, which is fantastic, and some people will call these pivots. I do not. This is just straight one line move up, right? And it's basically a stair step. Yeah, it broke that weekly there, but nothing confirmed. So it's still just a stair step. We're still contending with these EMAs. We're still contending with the 200-day moving average. So yes, UUU of what we've looked at so far is the weakest name we've looked at so far. And we haven't really, I mean, we've got a big value area here. I mean, we can define it a little bit with this rectangle here if we're so inclined, right? So we could just say, hey, look, this is kind of our value area. We're going to need to get through this to see how it plays out. But, you've got this range still. We're still range bound. So that's basically the deal with UUUU. Monthly UEC, monthly higher or low. Well, again, this one also did it too. It kind of took out this low, but this monthly low here is set as we've taken out this high. Let me just make sure we did take out that high. Yeah, I think we did. So that's going to kill me. Hold on. Yeah, so the monthly low, this monthly low here at 302 is set. And we're contending with all these moving averages. We've got a lot of wood to chop it through here, right? So we are going through the big supply zone here. So you can bet that the bag holders that we're buying in here are going to be happy to break even, especially in the market environment we're in. I mean, that's just basic market dynamics. There's nothing we can do about that. So uh, don't be surprised if we get a little consolidation of some sort. Okay, weekly is the same deal as a lot of the other names. Again, you use, sorry, UEC is a little bit strong. It's been a stronger name. It's kind of been leading the way. But you got your weekly stair step once again. The weekly level 2 hold at the moment is 356. And here on the daily, yeah, I mean, we saw some shallow consolidation here, and I did not hit that. I mean, I'm in position, it's fine. I mean, I grabbed down here to be quite honest with you, but I've also had a position. I was averaging down here, which has gotten me to a point where I'm pretty much in profit on this name at the moment. But I like the fact that we're over these EMAs. There's strength in the sector. We're kind of trying to fight our way through this 200-day moving average. The volume profile over here, the point of control is below us, acting as support. So it's gonna get choppy up through here, but again, we haven't really seen any true weekly consolidation in a lot of these names. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get it. RSI is favorable for us right now, and the volume, excuse me, is pretty good too. So we're keeping up the volume as opposed to, let's just say, like CCJ. When you look on the daily, you're having the volume is dropping off here. UEC, it's not. Okay, so that's always a good sign. Let's just look at the daily on UU. Hold on. Yeah, so the been a the volume ramps and then drop, which isn't bad either. So um, I like the volume here. Is it, it's not above this, it's not big breakout volume. What's good? It's time to roll. No, but at least it's moved up a little bit and it's steady. We kind of like to see those things. So uh, next gen has not set that monthly high or low yet. We got a lot going on here. We need to break over this 469 area for us to say that monthly high or low is set at 406. So, but next gen has been a great little buy around 4 and sell around 470, 480 range play for a while now, which is cool. We just kind of build a little position. I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing. So any time for me, anywhere near this area down here, this 4 area, I'm kind of hitting it, and gonna rebuild because I've sold a lot. So I have a position, but I sold $5 calls against it. And if they get called away, they get called away. So again, this is like this base. I mean, we're still in it, but the real breakaway will be 533. No sign of that yet. Let's just deal with the range that we're in. So the volume profile again here starts to wane, and we're kind of getting through that. So the choppiness here that we might see in other names is not here because the supply zone is gonna start to dwindle, which is a better sign than in other names. Volume profile is a good metric to use because if you're down in this price area and you look up here, you go, all right, I got bag holders up here. They're going to be looking to break even, and there might be some rejections here. So just volume profile is not a bad thing to have in your toolbox. All right, so the daily again, it looks a lot very similar to the stronger names, right? They've had this beautiful move up in the past 4 to 5 trading days. We've gapped up a little bit in the past 2 days. We're well above all these moving averages, but we've got a range. We got a solid range of 406 to 480, and that's this is the range that I'm playing with this name, and it's been providing opportunity. But I know my be all end all is that whatever I'm in, 394 breaks down. I got to say I'm probably going to be out of the name completely until I see some sort of until I get some more clarity on it. So, but that's the deal with next gen. All right, so we got some pretty good support here with this 12 EMA crossing over the 200-day moving average, and it's a good volume shelf over here too. I mean, look where it sits. So yeah, I'll probably be a buyer in the 430 area. DNN. I mean, this thing has had made a pretty good move finally. I mean, this thing is, this one's not my favorite, which I've said many times. But yeah, this monthly low is set here at $1.06, and it took out a bunch of levels, a bunch monthly levels. So good to see. The volume profile again, it's gonna have some wood to chop here, but it's waning. Always a good sign. The weekly, yeah, we're just getting out of this base. I've been I sold all of my physical shareholdings at like $1.30, and I sold it yesterday. Not I might have just finished selling the rest today, and I have a bunch of leaps with dollar strikes, so it's not like I'm going to need to FOMO or anything like that. It's all good. So, but we're kind of working out of this base, and then this 152 is going to be the key spot next time around. But love how our EMAs are all below. We're above the 200-day. We're working our way through this chop, so you could see a pretty nifty move if possible, just like you could see a nifty move down with this volume profile. 3 days of pretty stellar move, right? I mean, it's a nice looking move. Um, these things, nothing goes up in a straight line. So, we've seen some nice moves before, and then we get these drawdowns that's your opportunity to hit it again. All right. So healthy consolidation all the way down into 120 as far as I'm concerned. It's still going to be healthy. And truthfully, all the way down to like $1.10, but I don't want to see that at this point for this name and for any other name because this name does it, and the whole space kind of works together. Yes, there are laggards, but we want to see strength in every name. RSI again, kind of a historical spot where it likes to, reject and consolidate, reject, consolidate, make the next move, reject, consolidate, and then trouble, right? So this is just your base. It's getting out of the base. Resistance is waning here. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, we got a couple little resistances here, $1.44, $1.43, not much contention. This is your pivot right here. And it's interesting because this is kind of where you get a big pocket in the volume profile. So, it would if it gets up to here, which eventually I would say it probably will, could be tomorrow, could be 10 years from now, who knows, but you're going to have some wood to chop up in this area as well in the $1.70, $1.80 area. But for now, this is what we're looking at here, and the volume is fantastic, right? So the actual daily volume levels here are better than most. Let me just see CCJ. Yeah, better than CCJ, better than UEC. NXC, little low volume push up there, but yeah, DNN seems to be the flavor for the past couple of days. Maybe there's some Twitter people on there pushing it a little bit. Maybe somebody knows something we don't know that's giving it this, but the whole space is going. But that's the deal. I'm got to be honest. I'm probably going to be on the lookout for some consolidation in the space. And just real quick, and why we could possibly be bullish. We look at SPY and we look at this 2-week time frame. And Joey Jungle Funk has been talking about this. Dan's been talking about this, but we do have a possibility of a 2-week inverse head and shoulders. And that will be good for our space as well. The max pain trade, everybody's bearish, right? So we probably have a lot of people that are short. Everyone's looking bearish. This could be the max pain trade if this inverse head and shoulders plays out. We'll see. I'm just pointing this out because If it's bullish all around, it's going to be bullish for us. Long video, over and out.